Ladies and gentlemen, boys and NBs, welcome back once again to Warzone, and we went over the secret sauce to building guns in the last video, which I will link here, but now let's get into that mid to long range assault rifle, battle rifle, LMG category, and let me give you my top 10 for Season 3 Reloaded as we wait for the reveal for Black Ops 6 or Black Ops Gulf War, whatever they're going to call it. But before we get into this, I just want to say that 87% of my viewers are not subscribed, so please make sure that you can find your way back here because you don't want to miss what I have to offer you. Slap the like button and comment algorithm below so we can push that algorithm. Once again, subscribe, boys. And on that note, let's get into it. Starting at number 10 with our brand new assault rifle in the BAL-27. This thing is alright. It's not like a typical gun that we would get as a DLC weapon. This thing is lackluster, but it's still a top 10 weapon. I'm personally a fan of 5.7 as a round as a whole. This is a glorified P90. It always has been, even back in Advanced Warfare. It's probably better in a sniper support role, but you can use it at long range. For this build, we're going to use the VT7 Spirit Fire Suppressor to up our range, get some recoil control and velocity. We're going to use the Knocked Kill Long Barrel to up our recoil control, and then we're going to add the Intless CAS 14 or LSJ3 so we can get our aim stability from our optic. This is going to give us a visual laser, no big deal there. Pick the one of your choice. I like the CAS 14. We're going to use a 60 round mag because it's the option that we have and it's the biggest one there. We're going to add the Channel M rear grip to get some more control on this so we can use it at long range. You're going to feel recoil once you get about halfway through the mag, a lot. Just simply tap fire this thing extremely fast and you shouldn't have any problems. Outside of that, it's really good in the close range, and it can clap at long range. Moving on to number 9, I've got a Modern Warfare 2 gun, and everyone has been talking about this one lately. That would be the TR-76 Geist. The Geist is clapping right now, and it feels really, really good. For this build, we're going to use the Sonic Suppressor to up our range and our velocity. We're then going to use the Bruin Bridle Heavy to, again, range and velocity, but also get as much recoil control as we can out of an attachment. We're going to add the SP10 Angled Foregrip so we can get some horizontal recoil as well as aim stability. I use the KR Mortis Precision 2.5 times. You can use the Eagle Eye if you want. The Mortis looks better in my opinion, so if you haven't tried it, give it a shot. And then the 45 round mag is our largest option with this gun. Moving on to number 8, we're going to stick with Modern Warfare 2, and this is the gun that I have fallen in love with all over again. This is in my personal top 3, but as far as the list goes, I put it on the lower end because it is a Modern Warfare 2 gun, so it does have less viability due to aim down sight times being slower, as well as movement speeds just slightly. That is the M13B or M13 Bravo. For this, once again, Sonic Suppressor for our muzzle. We're going to use the 14-inch Bruin Echelon barrel to get some recoil control, and then with the suppressor as well, we're going to be getting our maximum range and velocity out of these two attachments. We're then going to actually use high velocity ammunition to get our velocity up as high as possible so we can get that magic formula and push the range out for our hit scan as far as possible. And we will suffer a slight loss in damage range, but it's no big deal. This gun absolutely fries in its longest range. We're going to use a 60 round mag because it's the largest we have as usual. And I'm using the Intless CAS 14 once again for that aim stability as well as a clear sight picture. This gun feels like it did last year. It's slapping, it's frying, and it's frying. This gun is phenomenal. Moving on, at number 7, I've got the TAC Evolver. This is our first LMG, and the LMGs are going to be a little lower on this list because the reload speeds are so low. They take forever, as well as, well, mobility is an issue with an LMG. We all know this. For this, we're going to use the Spirit Fire Suppressor once again to get some of that recoil control while still getting the velocity and damage range. We're then going to add the LRF Righteous Long Barrel to up our range and get, once again, more recoil control. I've got the Razorhawk Laser Light on here to maximize aim down sight, and we're going to get some hip fire out of that just in case you need to use it to pinch. Again, KR Mortis Precision 2.5 for myself. If you like another optic, use that optic. And then I'm going to go for the 50 round belt of 7.62 so that I can get my aim down sight speed up even faster. You can swap this out for the ADS rear grip if you you want 100 rounds, or you can use the skeletal foregrip because that will give you aim down sight speed and a bit of vertical recoil. I find 50 rounds to be more than enough in this thing, even in trios and quads. If you're not using the Evolvery, give it another shot because this gun is still frying and it feels fabulous. Moving on to number 6, we've got what was the meta before the patch, and that is the SOA Subverter. Once again, our build is going to start with the Spirit Fire Suppressor to push out that range, velo, and get some recoil control. We're then going to add the Dozer 90 long barrel. It's the only long barrel option on this gun. We're going to get that recoil and velo up. Then we're going to add the 50 round drum, once again, largest option. I'm using the Intless CAS 14 on this because it's my favorite optic in the game. So I'm going to get aim stability out of this, as well as that precision sight picture that is just beautiful. We're going to use the PCS 90 Assault rear grip to once again get more recoil control on this gun. Alright, now in number 5, we're going to stick with Modern Warfare 3 battle rifles, and this is another gun in my personal top 3, and that is the BAS-B or the BAS-B, and I'm telling you, this is the old faithful of Modern Warfare 3. You can never go wrong with this gun. With this build, this gun has almost zero recoil, and you are going to be able to slap people at just about any range you can see them. We're going to start with the Spirit Fire Suppressor once again for the same reasons as always. We're going to add the Bruin Venom long barrel for that recoil control, velocity, and range. We're going to add the Intless CAS 14 for stability and precision sight picture. 45 round mag is the largest we got, so we're going to go with it. We're going to throw the ST88 rear grip on to get that recoil control up. The BAS-B do be feeling good, as it always does. Moving on to number 4, we're going to slap back over to Modern Warfare 2 for one of this season's surprise knockouts. The Tempest Razorback is feeling absolutely incredible. This gun will win gunfights and have people asking what gun is that. So for this build, once again, Spirit Fire for that recoil control as well as pushing out range and velocity. Throw on the 16-inch Tanker V barrel, once again, range and recoil as well as velo. Then we're going to throw on the high grain rounds because all of our recoil control from the suppressor will cancel out what we gain from high grain. However, we will still gain even more range and velocity. This thing is a heater. Intless CAS 14 as our optic. Once again, aim down sight, stability, and that precision sight picture. Then we're going to throw the 60 round mag on as it's the largest option we have. This gun is incredible again, and I'm here for it. Moving on to number 3, getting into the big boys, and this one here is the burst gun. So this is going to count as our DMR in this video. You can just leave this in full auto and tap fire it. It'll still fire 2 bullets every time you tap it. You can tap as fast as you'd like, as well as in situations where you need to, it's full auto fire. This is on the SVA 545. I'm going to start with the sonic suppressor, and then we're going to add the STV precision barrel so we can get that recoil control from the barrel, but push up our range and velo with the suppressor as well as the barrel. We're going to cap that off with the high grain rounds, which will give us a little bit more recoil, but this gun doesn't have any in burst fire. We're pushing for that maximum range, maximum velocity, and just absolutely frying snipers all over the map. We're going to add the KR Intless LSJ3 so we can get that 3-time sight picture so we can slap targets across the map, and the 60 round mag so you can go burr 30 times. This gun will slap snipers to where they cannot fight back. It is incredible. This is my pick for best gun of the season. And then up next, we've got number 2, and this is one of the best guns in the LMG category, but it's also one of the best guns in the entire game right now. Everyone's talking about it, and that is the DG58 LSW. Like I said, it's an LMG, but it has a magazine, so it is a faster reload, and that's why it's so high on the list. This thing absolutely fries. Spirit Fire Suppressor for that little bit of recoil control as well as pushing out our range and velo. We're going to use the Woody long barrel, recoil range and velo as always. The SP10 angled foregrip so we can get that little bit of horizontal, but more importantly our aim stability comes off of the grip. We're going to use high grain to push out, once again, velo and range as far as possible. That small bit of recoil that we gain from this is not a big deal. I'm personally using the VLK 4 times on this because I like the throwback feel, I like the nostalgic aesthetic. You can use the optic of your choice. And then the only gun beating out the Woody long-barreled DG58 would be the Holger 26 26. On paper, these guns are essentially the same for time to kill. I just like the Holger more. If I'm going to use one, I'm personally using the Holger. For this build, we're going to use the VT7 Spirit Fire Suppressor, get that recoil control, we're going to get better velocity, going to get better range. We're then going to throw on the Holger factory barrel for the recoil, velocity, range. Then we're going to use the high grain rounds to cap our range, velocity, and that tiny bit of gain and recoil is not a big deal here. Again, both this and the DG have almost no recoil. It's awesome. Intless CAS 14 for our stability and that precision sight picture. This optic is gorgeous, I'm telling you. Then we're going to finish off with the Morn 20 as our rear grip. That way we can cancel out that high grain recoil and we can get this thing to absolutely fry targets at 200 meters plus with ease. The Holger 26 is popping right now. This is definitely the best gun of the season, and it's being overlooked by almost everyone. Give it a shot, and on that note, boys, I'm gonna check out. Like the video, comment below for the algorithm. If you think I missed something, tell me about it, and look forward for a close range video very soon. And until next time, leave me alone.
Still shit out of